Jesus, keep me near the cross. We got it. Oh, yeah. Won't you keep me near the cross? Oh, guys, gals, and gas, honey. Yes, honey. I apologize for being so late, honey. Yes, it's giving giraffe puss. It's giving giraffe puss, honey. Can y'all see me? Is the live caught up with me? Is the live caught up with me? I need the live to be caught up with me. Yeah. We testing the new mic, people. Yeah. We adding bits and pieces. We adding bits and pieces as we go, you know. Keeping it constant. Keeping it constant. Yes. Yes. Wubba lumbar. What happened? What happened, Sean? As I was saying in the chats, I'm a bit late because, you know, I was gathering tea. Honey, the tea with Funky Dineva and Flame Monroe is still unraveling, honey. We here. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me? Are we good? Cause I think my video is frozen. Honey. Baby. But let's see, let's get the live started. Let's get the live started, honey. I don't know what's going on, but we will figure out the technical difficulties later, huh? Like,
listen, so I'm on Facebook minding my own business like I always do when I come across this post. So we just gonna skip and read this. Can you watch my friend little girl while we have drinks? It won't be long and she a good kid. Then she goes and says, girl, for how long? We not gonna be long, then 2 to 3 hours. Then she says, okay, cool, right? So then I guess after some time, she meets the little girl and she texts her friend, I know you lying. This little girl bad as hell. Y'all gonna have to end them drinks early. She running around here looking like...
not David, honey. Not she was looking like David, honey. Child, honey, that's why I don't be babysitting people's kids, honey. Child, I can't do it, honey. No, thank you. Before we get into the next video, honey, I will give y'all an update. One of the reasons I'm so late tonight is because I've been looking for a part-time 9 to 5. I've been looking for a 9 to 5 position, honey. I need to gather some more coins, honey. Donate to the channel. Donate to the channel. Donate to the channel. Giraffe Puss. We Giraffe Puss tonight, honey. Donate to the channel. But I'm looking for a 9 to 5, so I'm going through that whole process. I've been onboarding all day with this company that's been trying to hire me for a few months, but between me and you, they quite unorganized or whatever. So, honey, that's been part of what's been going on. But, honey, let's get into this next viral video that made it into my DMs, honey, child. Honey. Trigger warning for those who are sensitive. No, this is not a fight. No, this is not really a violent interaction. This is two people having an argument and an accident occurred in the process of the argument. Trigger warning.
That's what you look like.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Shade time.
Y'all, I think this was a skit. To keep it 100, I really do think it was a skit. Get into it. For one, the person in the wig was like purpose. I don't know. The person in the wig looked like they might not have even been a cisgender woman. It looked like it could have been a boy in drag or something. I don't know. But check it out. See, like, don't it just look, it look all really, all set up. Like, look at this person in this wig. It don't look like they acting a little bit for you. Like, look how they mouth hanging and stuff. I think this one might be a skit, y'all.
Oh my God. Shame time.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Honey. Sean G. Honey. I don't know what's happening, Sean. But I think that one was a skit. I think that one was a skit. Have y'all seen this one? Have y'all seen this one about when they eat the poo-poo? Honey. Child.
Taken time to do a little research to know what homosexuals do in the privacy of their bedroom. One of the things they do is called anal leaking, where a man's anus is leaked like this by the other person, like ice cream. And then what happens, even poo-poo comes out. The other poo-poo is out, and then they eat the poo-poo. The other one they do is they have a sex practice called fisting, where they insert their hand into the other man's hand, and it goes into the anus all the way. And it is so painful, they have to take drugs, but they enjoy it.
Do y'all do the anal leaking and the fisting? And do y'all take the substances to enjoy it? Is that what y'all doing? I know who ain't doing the anal leaking and the fisting. Sean, you agree? It does look like a skit. I do think that that's a skit. YouTube, we believe that that's a skit, honey. Well, baby, let me get into my Houston trip with y'all. I never told y'all about my Houston trip, so let's run through that, honey. Let's run through that real quick. Baby, first of all, honey, I had noticed the sign as soon as I had walked in BWI. I was like, oh, Lord. Now they got these signs. They got these signs for y'all, baby, because y'all acts up so much. They finding y'all. They letting you know that they finding you straight off the rip, honey, $13,000. Criminal penalties and fines up to $13,000. They finding you $13,000. It's a shame they didn't have to put signs up in the airport, honey. But yeah, child, this is my first time flying first class, and no, I was not on Southwest. Baby, honey. That is just footage of a Southwest plane, honey. I was not on her South or her West, honey, baby. We was, I was just capturing it for y'all. I was capturing the takeout and things for y'all. The takeout. Oh yeah, I was capturing my first class experience. They got the little TVs, like, and stuff. Yes, and I'm typically nervous to fly, honey. I'm not a girl who likes to fly. I'm a fear of flying kind of girl. But first class made the experience a lot different. As y'all see, I flew United. First class made the experience a lot different. Now, mind you, I walked up in BWI looking like Banshee Khan. Honey, I was comfortable. I had my neck brace already on. Most people hang their neck brace from their luggage, but I'm a special kind of girl. I had mine on already when I walked in there. And honey, when they was boarding for first class, because first class board early. Honey, when they was boarding for first class, honey, the little TSA, little airport people, the little United agents and stuff, they was looking at me like, oh, girl, you part of you primary. I don't think we called your seat yet. And I had to let her know, like, girl, no, I'm not sitting in the back. Baby girl. Honey, look at Maryland. Look at Maryland. Look where I'm from. Look, you can see the Atlantic Ocean and the Chesapeake Bay and stuff from all the way over here. It's a shame, honey. We right in the middle of the water. Maryland will not last until the Hunger Games, baby. Maryland would no longer be a part of that map. Yes, honey. First class up in the sky with the champagne. Girl, and yes, I was champagne. I was tipping, honey. Like I said, I have a fear of flying, so I am one of them girls. I definitely be under the influence. I definitely be under the influenza when I am flying, honey. A little influenza. Isn't it beautiful? Look at the clouds. I was up there with Jesus. Yes, honey. You know I'm always calling for him. Went to visit him, honey. I was up there in the clouds with Jesus on so many levels. Literally, figuratively, consciously, and all of the things. Yes, honey. Beautiful flight, beautiful flight. Yes, you get meals in first class and stuff like that. Yeah, honey. This was some I didn't know. I wasn't hip to the tea. I didn't know. Whenever you fly in first class, make sure that you order your meal before you go. I recommend getting a cheeseburger. I have not tried the cheeseburger yet, but apparently that is what goes first when you get the cheeseburger. Honey, this was supposed to be some Asian something Asian sesame ginger something, honey. It was a fool. Child, I don't recommend, honey. The beef was cold. It was supposed to be pho or something, honey. But what I did recommend was I got the chance to watch Bob's Burgers, honey. Yes, honey. For as long as I had stayed awake because, I didn't stay awake long, because they feed you. It's all you can drink. Unless I just had good flight attendants. But from the impression I got, it's all you can drink in first class. Honey, I will no longer be flying anything other than first class. And then soon as we touched down in Houston, honey, Diamond was waiting for us. Diamond was waiting for me and Jay. Yes, this was Marsha's Plate, honey. This was when Marsha's Plate had met up to do the live recording, when we had met up to do the live show, honey. Yes, baby. She took me to BB. She said she loves BB's, and it was straight up going to give me, the text max. Long story short, I had really enjoyed the food at BB's, and I have really been drinking a lot on the plane, and I have really, been on the plane with snacks and stuff because, I'm not used to flying first class. So, I'm used to coming banshee, with my snacks and my purse and stuff. Long story short, the food at Boo Boo's. Boo Boo's. Yeah, the food at BB's, I was child in the drinks. I don't think I was food poisoning or nothing like that. I don't think I ate nothing I was allergic to or nothing like that. I think I did too much. It was like a fat girl thing. It was anxiety. I was there to work. Shout out to Marsha's Plate. Shout out to Diamond Style. Shout out to Jay Lee. Honey, Lee J. Honey. I get Jay's name mixed up all the time. That's why I call him Jay. I'm horrible with names, honestly. Yeah. Oh, first, 4-star accommodations. 4-star accommodations. That's why I was disappointed, honey. That's why I had to show y'all this. Because see these blood stains, honey. I didn't notice these blood stains when I first got here at the Homewood. See these little blood stains, honey. I don't know what these little blood stains are. I don't know if these is bed bugs or what. But I didn't notice this when I first got here to the Homewood Suites. I came in here and went to sleep. I was tired. Jam-packed day. But Homewood Suites by Hilton, y'all gonna be tired of me if I end up with bed bugs. Y'all got some explaining to do. And y'all gonna have to explain in court. Well, honey, long story short, I didn't get the bed bugs. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Let's pull up the Homewood Suites so we can give them a shout out. But it doesn't look like it was the bed bugs. I will tell y'all that. Because, honey, if I had bed bugs, honey, we was going to have to talk about it. We was going to have to talk about it publicly. Because we got to get some things figured out. The Galleria. Stayed at the Galleria. Yeah. All right, let's pull up her location, honey. Baby. And all of the Jesus, honey. Let's pull her up to make sure y'all can see her. Do a video capture. Yeah, it was at the Galleria, honey. Had blood. Apparently the blood, honey, it must have been somebody's period. Not a phantom period. But it must have been somebody's period or something. But other than the blood, everything was great with the Homewood Suites. It's beautiful. As you see, 3-4 star accommodations, honey. She gave me 4 star. No, I don't think she was 4 star because she didn't have food. She didn't serve food. I think so. I don't. Y'all, I'm still learning. I'm the Banshee cunt, honey. Banshee cunt. Woke up the next day, honey. We had our photo shoot. Many of y'all have already seen these photos. Yes, the Puss was feeling cunty. Feeling like Banshee cunt. Yes, honey. Shout out to nsaacreations.com. Baby, yes, for styling your girl, for dressing. Well, I styled myself, but, for providing the articles of clothing. Thank y'all to NSAA. Yes, honey. Beautiful gowns. Yes, honey. Yes, the photo shoot. The photo shoot was beautiful. Yes, I recorded the photo shoot for y'all so that y'all could see. Some of y'all may have actually seen. I was live on TikTok while we were doing the photo shoot. Yes, I'm a clown all the time, honey. I'm actually more of a clown off the camera, honey. I keep telling y'all I'm still learning to get comfortable in front of the camera. Baby. But yes, the more of a fool you see, the more comfortable I've gotten. I feel very comfortable in the humor space, in the comedic space, in the kiki space. Honey, yes. Yes. But it was beautiful. Honey. We came out with beautiful pictures, baby. Yes. Honey, look at Simon. Serve. Yes, honey. Ate it up. Jazz, honey. It was wonderful. This was us doing the group shots. I caught some other footage of us individually, and that is on our various social media platforms, including Marsha's Plate IG, honey, baby. Yes, honey. Yes. It turned out wonderful. Yes, honey. Yes, look at Jay. My microphone that started beeping, honey. I don't know if that means that she's about to die or what. Does that mean she's working? It would be nice if that meant she was working, honey. How's the sound? Let me know how the sound is in the chat. And you want to know what's crazy? Our photographer turned out to be somebody who I knew. It was a full circle moment in me meeting our photographer for that day. Shout out to Barbara Coa, honey. Shout out to Barbara Coa, baby. I've been a fan of Barbara Coa. I had been following Barbara Coa on Instagram long before I was ever making content, years and years ago. I think I was familiar with Barbara Coa through my drag family. Yes, I did drag for a little while. I did the drag show circuit for a little while. Yes. Honey. But anyway, yeah, Barbara Coa was a huge fan, honey. I'm walking up the steps, and of course I didn't recognize Barbara Coa out of drag, honey. I'm walking up the steps, and I get this look, and at this point, I'm familiar with that look. That look usually means that this person is familiar with my content or knows me from social media. But, of course, I'm not recognizing back, so I ain't saying nothing. We do our thing. We do the photo shoot, and we cut up and carry on. Honey, I was choking Jay, and he made me move my hands. Yeah. But come to find out, Barbara Coa was shooting me this whole time, and Barbara Coa always supported me online, and then, yeah, once I started making content and became a TikToker, They became a huge supporter, and ended up being the person that shot us. Diamond wasn't aware. I wasn't aware. None of this was correlated purposefully. It's just an example of how things can come full circle and how the world is so small, honey. Especially our queer people. Awesome person. Baby, hon. Yes, I've had the pleasure of meeting one of our friends in person. You want to hop in front? Sure. Guess who our photographer was, honey? Gorgeous and talented, baby. Period.
Sorry, y'all.
Yes, honey, jazz. How things can come full circle. How things can come full circle. Yes. Beautiful day. And these are the pictures that we ended up choosing. Of course, if you support Marsha's Plate, if you follow us anywhere online, you have probably already seen our new avatars. Yes, these pictures came out beautiful. Look at those beautiful brown transgender people. I love to see it, honey. I love to see it. Yes. Oh, my love is waiting for you, my baby, my darling. This is me picking with Jay while he was shooting individually. Come on, Hoochie Daddy Short. Look at that camera and smile, boy. Don't be scared. Give us that persona. Just put...
We can put some in there if we see anything.
Baby. All of my photos are edited, Jay. You better stop playing. You see I ain't got that waist and them hips in person.
Let's do this here. Sit right in.
I talk too much. Y'all wasn't supposed to know all that, honey. Y'all wasn't supposed to know all that, honey. But yeah, that's an example of what it's like to work with the Puss. It's a fool. If you got any of me, send it because I'm going to do the edits for the trip and our photo shoots and all that stuff. Because I'm going to have a different video for every event we do. Baby, if she could on that vibe, it's giving sex appeal. Yes. Yes.
Yourselves a round of applause for coming out tonight. We're about to
Praise them.
together as a family. So thank all of y'all for being a part of that. If anybody knows anything about me, I'm a foodie. And I love to eat. Well, I used to love to eat. But we have some amazing food for everybody. I have just about some of everything under the sun. And the whole point of today is just to eat and be in community.
Yeah.
Have a great time and just love on each other.
Yeah.
So thank y'all so much for coming out and enjoying this and being a part of it. I hope this is not the last time we see y'all this week. We are doing events every day up until next Tuesday. So tomorrow we're actually going to be hosting a live viewing of Marsha's Plate podcast. One of my favorite people in the world, Diamond Styles. And I am so excited about that. So definitely y'all come out. If you haven't got tickets, there's still some free tickets available. You can go to the Mahogany Project website and grab those. And we hope to see y'all out tomorrow at the event. But until then, we're going to let a few people go ahead and eat. And then after that, everybody is more than welcome to get in line after those individuals. But eat and enjoy.
But yeah, honey, long story short, we ate and was being married, honey. We ate and was being married, honey. And of course, you know, we were still feeling our photo shoot vibes. So as soon as we had got to the Thanksgiving event that was hosted by Mahogany Project and Save Our Sisters United, honey. Yes, shout out to those organizations, baby. As soon as we had gotten there, honey, we was still in photo shoot mode, honey. And Jay wouldn't let me choke him in our professional photo shoot. So when we took our candid photos, when we took our red carpet photos, honey, for walking into the Thanksgiving, I made sure I had got Jay back. Made sure I got a sign. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful turnout. It was a lovely event, honey. Gorgeous gowns, beautiful gowns, honey. Yes, honey. And this older gentleman right here that you're seeing on the right, he is married to the trans woman who you can't see, who's sitting next to him, who's out of the picture. And they're an older couple, and they're still together and married. And yes, it is possible for trans women to find love, and it is possible that sometimes the tricks turn out to be real ones. You know what I mean? This is us. This was me. This was us with me, Jay, Brianna, honey, yes, honey. The organization. This was us eating, and as you see, I was eating while I was talking. I keep telling y'all, honey, it gives what's supposed to be given. It gives what's supposed to be given. It was a beautiful turnout, honey. I loved meeting everybody. Loved being around all of the girls, honey. The food was everything, baby. I enjoyed it. I don't have nothing negative to say after that. Oh, I can't show y'all what I got. I can't show y'all what I got from the Thanksgiving. Let me just go get it. Yeah, I had got something. I still haven't put it together yet because we still decorating and getting things together in here. But yes, honey, yes, baby. Honey, I haven't put her together just yet, but I will as soon as possible. Yeah, yeah. I had left with a gift. With a gift. I guess I was special enough to get a gift. Honey, look at that. Look at God. You know. Yeah. But the next day, Jay and I had decided to go to the Galleria. And this stuck out to me, honey. We were in, what is that place? The Shake Shack. We were in I went to Shake Shack in the Galleria. And it blew my keisters. It blew my sprockets, baby. Blew my gadget. Honey, that they was serving liquor in Shake Shack. I didn't know that Shake Shack had served. Did y'all know that Shake Shack served the adult beverages? I wasn't aware of that, honey. I didn't know if it was a Texas thing or a Houston thing or what. But yeah, they were serving them up in there, baby. And then after we left the Galleria, I thought I had more footage of La Galleria. Let me see if I have any more of La Galleria before we get out of here. Before we get off of my life and get into what's going on in other people's lives. Let me see if I got it on the computer. It never fails. Every time I do a stream, I always forget at least one slide. Always forget at least one slide. Now, where is the Galleria footage? Honey. Okay, I think this is it right here. Yeah. 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 Yes, because I actually, I was there in November, so that's early enough for people to get started with the holidays. So I actually caught the tree. If you don't know, the Galleria is one of the biggest malls in the world. One of the biggest shopping malls in the world. So it's kind of a big deal to some people. They had a little ice skating rink around the tree, honey. Jazz. Okay, now that's dumb. Now that's dumb because I should have flipped it. I should have flipped it. Oh, pray for me. I told y'all they was working me today. I told y'all they had me doing all this onboarding stuff, honey, baby. And I made it clear that I was getting paid for this onboarding stuff. Baby, honey, didn't I? Honey. As sure as my name is what it is. Can I flip it and reverse it? Is it your flicker chicken wow wow? Is it your flicker chicken wow wow? I don't think it's going to let me flip it and reverse it. Or here, or maybe I just don't know how to do it. Maybe I just don't. Can I flip it and reverse it? Is it your chicken wow yo? If it's your chicken yo yo. If you got a big, let me search you to find out. Gotta work you. Ooh. It's your flicking chicken wow wow. If you're eating chicken wow now. Hey. Yes, honey, that was a bar for all the people who be jumping in between being vegetarian and stuff. If you're eating chicken wow yeah. If you're eating chicken wow yeah. Honey, I don't know, baby. But y'all seen I was in La Galleria. La Gal. Oh, here it go. I figured it out. I figured it out. If you're eating chicken, wow, yeah. 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 If you got a big one, let me search you to find out how hard I gotta work you. Baby, I'm pressed to show y'all La Galleria, honey, baby. I want y'all. It was a cute moment. It was a cute moment. It made me feel very home alone, you know. It made me feel very Kevin McAllister. Baby. Yes, it was cute. La Galleria. I think that's the bottom floor. Fooling with Jay and his lack of ability to direct himself in places where he's supposed to go. We ended up on the bottom floor, and there wasn't nothing on the bottom floor that the Puss wanted. But then we had to run back and we had to go get dressed because we had to, shoot our Marcia's plate, baby. We had to do our live Marcia's plate, honey. Baby, we had got there early, honey. Baby, they had gave the talent free libations, honey. Yes, baby. Y'all can't really get into my outfit, but it was cute. Honey, baby. Shout out against the NSAA Creations, honey, to keep your girl laced. Baby, the little apple Kate Spade wicker bag. Oh, couldn't tell her no. But it was beautiful, y'all. It was wonderful. It was a great show. We had a great time. I was greatly intoxicated. Baby, the only problem is we have no proof of it. Honey, the venue was beautiful. Again, shout out to Saving Our Sisters United Incorporated for sponsoring us. Honey, yes, baby. Honey, I was flirting with the bartender back there, honey. But it was wonderful, honey. I was feeling cute as a button. Couldn't tell the Puss nothing. Ghetto fab whole clique bubbling, baby. Me and my girl, me and my good sis, honey. Me and my sis Brianna Jenkins, the Baltimore girls. The Baltimore girls was reunited in Houston, honey, baby. Yeah, shout out to my sis, baby, honey. Yes, honey, we had a good time. The vibes was so vibing, baby, that I ended up in the club. And for anybody who know me, y'all know I'm not even a club girl, but I was in that club. Honey, they literally had me on the floor. Look at me. Oh, you can see my outfit there. Yes, shout out to, look at us. Look at the girls. Look at bumping pocketbooks. Nasty. Baby, the vibes was vibing, honey. The only tea is wish we caught that show on camera. We not going to mention who was supposed to be responsible for catching it on camera. It might be the person that's currently hosting this live right now. But baby, it was a beautiful show, honey. It was a beautiful show. Honey, you see people coming and grabbing me and stuff and pulling me and stuff, honey. I was, baby, yes, honey. I was literally on the floor, honey. Some child had literally put me on the floor. Yeah, Houston is very Latino. This was actually supposed to be like, a black night, a primary black event or something. Honey, look at me. Look at little patty cake booty. Honey, yes, honey. It was supposed to be a black space, but it was very Latina. It was very Latina. I think it was given black and allies, or black and black attracts it. I think that's what it's. Don't ask me what names of stuff and stuff is called. Um, didn't I tell y'all free drinks? I didn't say free drinks. I thought I said free drinks. I thought I said on the house. Child, I don't even know what the fuck. I don't even know what it's called. It was special. It was special. It had brown liquor in it. It was cute. Child, honey, baby. But then before you knew it, just as fast as I had got there, honey, I was rolling out. Rolling out, flying first class on the way home. All the way home. Who you think I'm fooling anyway? To drive my back, the car's right back for you. But all along, I know I should have stayed right where I wouldn't stayed in love. Instead, I'll think of you. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ah, bang, bang, bang. Oh, thinking of baby. Oh, oh. Did I tell y'all I was on the Billicus tonight? I'm on a long way. Is that new mic working for y'all? Can y'all hear that new mic? I said, just wait a minute. Yes, I was hitting home. I speed up the playback for y'all, but I will speed up the playback for y'all, but I love watching these videos. It's just something very cathartic. Something very cathartic to me about, just the majesty of the Queen Puss flying in the air, flying over the cities. A whole new world. A new fantastic point of view. Yes, come on, stop playing. Hold on, let me wet my whistle for y'all. I'm like a shooting star that comes so far. Yeah, and I was watching some black kids Halloween movie. I forget the name of it. It was called Negroes on Halloween or something. The haunted Negro Mansion or something it was called, honey. Yeah. But first class, y'all seen how banshee I was in first class up in the sky, honey. Champagne. I did have a little champagne. I did have a little champagne on the ride back. But United, honey, United Airlines. I got a bone to pick, honey, and your flight attendants, honey, threw y'all underneath the bus. Now, I was wore out by the end of my trip, United. I have very, very clearly turned on my please wake me up when it was time to eat sign. United, all the flight attendants at United, when you first class and you see black people sleeping through the food, double check. They might be narcoleptic. Okay? No. But I had my please wake me up for the meal. I was prepared this time, honey. I was going to order. Before everybody had ordered, I was going to get my cheeseburger because I ain't had time to order on the internet. I forgot to order on the internet. They give you up to 24 hours before your flight. It's up to 24 hours before your flight. Like 2 days before your flight, go on and check and pick your order if you first class, honey. I ended up getting the same shit again, honey, with different noodles, and they tried to call it something different. They tried to call it, instead of it being pho, this time it was just sesame ginger pasta. United Airlines, because y'all know me. Baby, honey. No. For all who don't know me, baby, honey. Baby, I opens my mouth. I advocates for myself, honey. And when it comes to food, baby, that's all you gotta ask me to, yeah, it's time to eat. She didn't wake me up, got me stuck with that plate. Honey, when I tell you, all I had to do was look at her. I said, come here. She was scared. She was scared from then. She was scared from the come here. She was scared from the come here, honey. Oh, 1 second. I woke up looking at her just like that. I woke up to the clinking of forks and knives and shit. Other people. I said, come here. Yes, she was alabaster. Mm-hmm. I said, come here. She started explaining it before I could even open my mouth, honey. She said, these are the options we have left. All they had was vegetarian or that damn pasta. United, I got a bone to pick with y'all. But I know next time, I'll be prepared next time, because that ain't my last time flying first class, honey. Now, it's in my contract, baby. Anybody who hired me, any traveling I got to do, it has to be first class and at least 3 stars, honey. Baby. Didn't I tell y'all these people try and hire me now? Baby, when you get up and it all fall, I might be down now, honey, but I ain't gonna stay down, honey. I swear this video is supposed to be HD, but honey, it looked a little better earlier than it did now, honey, but it ain't giving me HD right now. We might have to switch out cameras before we do our next live where I face this on the camera. What's going on, Mel? What's going on, Sean? What is going on, AR? AR, honey, you asked just in time. AR asked, what is the tea? We about to get into the tea, honey. We got to talk about Flame Monroe and Funky Dineva, and we got to get to the bottom of the tea. We got to get to the bottom. Baby, I don't like talking no tea if we ain't getting to the bottom. Baby, that's another thing that took me so long to come on out here, because the girls are still online talking now, honey. Tasha K is involved, honey. Claudia Jordan is involved. Child, honey, whenever the fabulous is going through some stuff, honey, whenever they going through some stuff, honey, it's always the cunts involved somewhere. It's always a messy cunt involved somewhere, even if it's somebody's biological mother. I got my eye on you hoes. I got my eye on you hoes. What is going on, Mr. Smith? Hey, Mr. Smith. Honey, Mr. Smith called me beautiful. Honey, Mr. Smith, you better be careful, honey. Mr. Smith sends coins and Mr. Smith is handsome. Mr. Smith, don't do it to yourself, honey. Mr. Smith, I thought you had a wife. I thought you had a spouse. Mr. Smith, what's going on? Honey, what's going on, Saint? I see you. I see you over there, shaking your eyes. Yeah. Sean asked me if I know how to skate, regular skate or ice skate. I know how to do all of the skates. I actually used to give skating lessons as a kid to other kids. Jazz. I also used to be a competitive gymnast as well. Jazz. One of the reasons that I've likely grown out of being athletic is because of my epilepsy. Having seizures, I can't really be but so active. I can't really shake myself up and shake my head up so much before, I'm feeling like I'm ready to convulse. Baby, honey, why not on that dance floor? Why not on that dance floor? Mr. Smith said, hell no, they don't want. Well, Mr. Smith, Mel, I know you single. Mel, honey. Mel, stop playing. Mel, we didn't already discuss our compatibility issues, Mel. I think it's better that you and I are just friends. But I don't know. We'll have that conversation privately. Mel, honey, let's find out what's going on with Mr. Smith. Don't we want me to have the best person that's for me, Mel? If that's you, then that's great. But if that's Mr. Smith, then we need to find out what's the take. Mr. Smith, honey, you said that they don't want me, girl. That's how Mr. Smith put. Mr. Smith, the T is, are you into girls? Who don't want you, the girls or the guys? Honey, what's going on? What is the sexual orientation given, honey? Are you saying that the fat McQueens don't want you, Mr. Smith? Tell me the C. I'm here for the C. And while we wait on that C, Mel said I am the best person. And while I process that T, we're going to go ahead and jump into this funky Dineva Flame Monroe. I did not have this on my 2024 bingo card. Honey, I really didn't.
Video. So I'm laying in the bed, gathering my content, getting ready to make a video, and my phone rings, and I look down at the phone, and it's Tasha K. And she says, hey, do you have 5 minutes to talk? And I said, yeah, what's up? And she was like, I got Flame on, but table that for a minute. Tasha called me either last night or the night before last, and she was saying, that she has a lot of respect for Flame. She has a lot of respect for me. And would I be open to having a conversation with Flame so we can extinguish this make-believe imaginary beef or whatever it is? And I told Tasha initially, I said, absolutely not. I said, conversations are for people who are trying to salvage relationships. I said, I don't have a relationship with Flame Monroe. I never met Flame. I don't know Flame. We're not in the same age bracket. We don't hang out with the same people. So me liking Flame or not liking Flame, Flame liking me or not liking me does not impact my life whatsoever. So no, I mean, there's nothing for Flame and I to have a conversation about. Towards the end of the conversation, Tasha asked me again, Q, would you be willing? I'm always willing to broker peace. So I was like, you know what, Tasha, fine. If Flame wants to talk, I'm open to talking. But let the record reflect, I don't have a problem with Flame Monroe. So Tasha just calls me right now, and she's like, hey, do you have 5 minutes? I'm like, yeah. She was like, I got Flame on the other line. I just, think y'all should have a conversation. So I'm like, all right, cool. And then, Tasha goes, this is off the record. And as me and Tasha are talking, she begins, she slips in there, I want to record this and y'all can do it for the culture. I said, absolutely not. And then I hear Flame in the background saying, well, in a hostile tone, well, I don't want to talk. You can't throw rocks and hide your head. You do everything else public or whatever the case may be. And then I just said, girl, bye. And I hung up the phone. Regret the fact that I even answered it. And I'm addressing it now because I know it's going to become a thing. Even the simple fact that Tasha K called me with Flame and I refused to talk, it's going to become a headline. So I said, let me go ahead and get ahead of it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm telling this story. Here is why I have no interest in having a recorded conversation with Flame. I already see this for what it is. If your interest is to broker peace with me and us have some type of understanding, what are we doing it publicly for? I don't know Flame's intentions and I don't know Tasha's intentions. But I have no interest in putting on a show for the people. Because the only thing that's going to happen is me and Flame going to get to arguing while it's being recorded. And then now it's going to create this whole train of YouTube drama. I'm not interested in it. All right? I don't have a problem with Flame Monroe. Flame did an interview on The Breakfast Club that, in my opinion, was pandering to the straight people. It was very anti-LGBTQ, very anti-trans, in my opinion. I did a video on it from my understanding.
Flame!
Flame Monroe.
Flame Monroe.
Good morning.
Now, if you've seen my beautiful sister Tiffany Haddish's Netflix special, They Ready, then you've seen Flame Monroe. Flame, you have a fan in the room, Taylor. When we said you was coming, she was like, "Oh, I love Flame."
That's my only fan here. Oh, speaking of fans, I
you
brought
might
you.
before I ask you who is Flame Monroe.
Uh-huh.
I have to talk about this booking email. He, she, we booking.
He, she, we.
at gmail.com.
Let me explain it. He, she, we. You see that?
We, yes.
He, she, we. He, she, we.
He, she, we.
He, she, we is my pronoun.
Okay.
Because he cash a check, she get the money, we spend it. Same bitch right here. He, she, we. One bitch. The man in me been pimping the woman in me for 25 years. Marcus Parker don't make no money, but Flame Monroe, that bitch is a killer. Yeah, but checks don't come in Flame Monroe.
Yeah, I had to ask because like every time Tiffany would hit me about you, she would say he, she, we, and I'm like, I know y'all friends,
That's
but
my own creative pronoun because
Okay.
the trannies, the gay community is so up in arms about the whole pronoun, what name you call me. Nigga did the check clear.
Yeah,
That's all I need to know.
Well, who is Flame Monroe?
A bad bitch. That's too early to be in New York. It's cold. I am.
Well, put some goddamn clothes on, Flame.
I am dressed.
Nobody told you to dress like that.
This is the Breakfast Club. I was trying to entice you a little bit, Charlotte. Don't tell nobody.
So what you thinking, Charlotte?
I want to know why they call you the God.
There you go.
Black men
that are doing brilliantly excellent in school. I'm so proud of that.
That's dope.
I'm a comedian, just a well-rounded whole person. I don't pigeonhole myself to say, oh, I'm this, I'm this. I'm a part of so many groups. I'm a black man. I'm a trans woman. I'm part of the LGBT community. Only 4 hours a day, though. Make sure y'all put that on record. I'm somebody's daddy. I'm somebody's son.
You confusing me, Flame. I'm confused.
Why only 4 hours a day?
Because I still enjoy my F to M, my lesbian stud. So I'm only part of the LGBT community when it's a check involved. See, this shit right here is how I'm going to look right now. When this show is over, this wig going to be in the back of the lift, taking me back to my hotel.
So you still sleep with women?
Only.
Okay.
I don't fuck with
All right,
y'all.
break
Y'all
this
play
down
too
for me.
much.
I need this all broken down.
I'm confused, Flame. Yeah,
No,
you
no,
gotta
no.
break
I
it
don't need
down.
y'all to be confused like that last set of trannies y'all had on here. Let me break it down. I am very attracted
You
to
mean
very
when Malik Yoba
masculine.
came?
I'm gonna let we get to that. I'm attracted to very masculine women and lesbian women that identify as men. Treat me like a woman all day, whether I'm in drag or not, except for the 1 hour dance. So 23 hours a day, they're my husband.
So if you said like masculine men, I'm just
Masculine
using
women.
masculine women. I'm using characters from movies. So like, what would your identity be? What would you?
I just
He, she. I know, but I'm talking about like the technical,
ain't no
politically correct terms like bisexual,
what is politically
transgender.
correct? This is what it is right here.
Talk to me.
All of these labels and titles, you can identify as a blue orange cow, a pink moon, and a green. When you
Green
get into
clover.
bed with somebody, do you want some penis or some vagina? Because they ain't got nothing else. I've been around the world 3 times. If they got some other shit and I ain't had it, I feel cheated.
Now, what if there's somebody that just want butthole?
Everybody got an asshole.
That's what I'm saying. But what
But
if that's,
everybody
what if that's
has
all
one.
they want?
That's not a gender. That's not a sexual organ.
Yeah.
That is your butthole. That's
Yeah.
you. But everybody has a gender, a penis or a vagina.
So are you transitioning now or?
I'm I ain't changing. I
should
never
punch him
took
in his
off.
fucking face, man.
No, that's a real question.
I can't ask.
I never took off anything. I've only added on. I never had a desire to take off.
So you didn't cut your penis off.
It ain't going nowhere. Did you just saw? Let me say about that.
What did you think when they was up here?
I thought that interview was the most confusing shit that I've ever seen in my whole life. And
Why is
I'm
that?
part of the LGBT, ABCDFG, PTSD community. I am, because we want all the goddamn alphabets. But
Flame, you
the world
crazy.
is not going to see us until we see us. And that's just real talk. Malik, all that he was talking, he loves a woman, a beautiful woman with a penis. I'm a whole ass man up under this wig. Ain't no women with penises. There just is that was, and I was shocked at you. Let me just say, let me put you on blast, because you go hard on everybody. You should have towed into that nigga's ass.
That's not what I wanted.
You know what?
Obviously, you didn't do. You or Angela.
You know what? Like, yeah, but I know you about to tell me I'm not. You about to tell me some other shit.
Ain't no. Let me. My trans sisters. I love you, trans sisters. Before I say this, all that shit about I'm trans attracted. There are beautiful women born in the world. This sister here, beautiful women, already made. So all that I'm attracted to a beautiful woman, not the sexual organ. Nigga, the lies you tell. The men who are attracted to trans women feel like the bigger you are, the bigger you are.
Break
They're
that
not
down.
attracted to us because we're beautiful women with breasts. In their mentality, they feel like I'm not with a man because you got all the feminine parts, but you still got that tool that I need. That's just real of it.
Mm.
And I know some of my sisters gonna be upset with me, but bitch, y'all ain't gonna do
But
shit.
see, that's why you. But that's why you gotta
Let them talk.
Because I, to be honest with you, I can't tell them they're wrong. I can only tell them that's not what I learned growing the fuck up.
Well, you know, I've been getting heat. Say I'm not a full trans woman, and Flame, I don't know how you identify, but I feel like I'm a whole woman. I'm a real woman. I didn't learn how to be a girl from watching a boy. I learned how to be a girl from watching a woman. My mother, my aunties, my grandmother.
That's real.
That's how we learned how to be girls. So first of all, let's give the respect back to the women. We are female impersonators. I'm never going to be a woman. Even if I get a SRS, I still wouldn't be a woman. It's not going to bleed. I still have to have electrolysis in it before I even get it. I'm not going to have any children. And you still got to lube it up. It kind of defeats the purpose because as a connoisseur of the very beautiful JJ, when she wants you, you know she wants you. It's running down her legs like lotion.
Well, see, Flame, that's why, to be honest with you, that's why more people need to give a platform.
That was not problematic for me. The one thing that Flame said that was the most problematic for me personally was she feels as if the LGBTQ community forces their lifestyle on other people. And she goes on to say, anytime you try to force something onto people, you make them hate it. I do agree with the latter part of her statement. Okay? Flame then went on to say, you know, if I'm your neighbor, she went on to say, we can coexist. If I'm your neighbor, you know, I'm over here minding my business, and you over there minding your business, and we're just neighbors minding our business, we can coexist. And I 100% agree with her. I think the issue that I have with Flame's argument about us forcing our lifestyle on people is the simple fact that we don't live in a world where they're allowing us to be their neighbor. That's the whole point. If people were allowing us to just simply be their neighbor without excluding us, bothering us, or banning us for being gay, straight, trans, gay, bi, trans, lesbian, or anything in between, then this would be a non-argument. Secondly, it bothers me that Flame used trigger words and language that fed into a narrative that these people are trying to create, this whole forcing of a lifestyle onto them. Somebody please answer me this. What does that mean? Okay? I am a gay person. I have not seen representation. I'm 36 years old. I have not seen representations of people like me in the media, magazines, until later on in my life. I'm going to use Empire as an example because that's one show that drove the black community up in arms when the Jussie Smollett character, Jamal Lyons, had multiple sex scenes or scenes kissing his partner. Okay, this question, and I'm not asking you, do you want to see it or not? Do I not have the right to see my love displayed on TV? The way I love? Do I not have the right to have who I am fortified through fiction on TV? People want to use this argument. Every time I turn on my TV, I see two men kissing. No, the fuck you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't. What it is you're so unused to seeing two men kissing that the moment you see it one time over here and another time over there in a 7-day period, it becomes every day I turn on my TV, I see two men kissing. No, the fuck you don't. And here again is the question that I ask. For those of us who got basic, somebody please help me out with that. Lastly, taking this back to Flame Monroe. You know, she got on there and she used she low-key gave people who are anti-LGBTQ community equality, she gave them nuggets that they could use. And that's the thing that I did not like. My thing is, if you're going to be a part of the community and you're not necessarily going to be for the cause, by all means necessarily don't be against the cause, especially considering the fact that you benefit from it. You know, she got on there calling folks trannies, knowing that members of the community don't like to be called that. Then she went on with, you know, and kind of in a way, kind of undid a lot of the work that Malik Yoba and the trans activists who were on the show did by calling it confusing, so on and so forth. And yes, to Flame's point and to Charlemagne's point,
it was relatively confusing. But it was not confusing for the sake of being confusing. It was confusing because it was new, and that it challenges everything that we have been taught and learned and indoctrinated to believe. So yes, it is going to take more than an hour long. It should not be the standard because it does not encompass everybody's orientation and the way everybody love. And lastly, as it relates to Flame, with this whole, I don't get down with what these folks doing, it was confusing, so on and so forth. Miss Flame Monroe, and this is the part where I want to get your ass together really quickly. Please don't get it twisted. Your ass was not on the Breakfast Club because you're funny. You were not brought to the Breakfast Club because you are a great comedian. You were not on the Breakfast Club because you were talented. You were on the Breakfast Club because you are a transsexual woman, and trans is hot right now, okay? You were on the Breakfast Club because the people, the trannies who want to coexist and want respect, so on and so forth, they have fucking fussed and protested and laid the groundwork for people like you to have a small piece of something in media. You're not just there because you are awesome entertainer, baby. So the very people who you're talking about are complaining and want to be accepted and forcing their way of life on other people are the very people who broke down that barrier for you to sit your ass on the Breakfast Club and spit that self-hate filled rhetoric, okay? Simply put, you ain't there because no fucking Tiffany Haddish. You're there because of Pose, okay? You were on the Breakfast Club because of Pose, the Janet Mocks of the world, and those girls who are breaking down doors saying, bitch, you gonna see us, you gonna hear us, and you gonna give us jobs. Let me tell you something. You think Tiffany Haddish did something for you? Yes, she threw your name in the pot. But 10 years ago, do you think Netflix would have been featuring your transsexual ass on any of their programs? No. But it's because of the girls who are forcing their lifestyle on people and forcing the girls to recognize people like you and treat you with respect. It's because of those girls that Tiffany Haddish had even enough leeway to even throw your name in the pot and for Netflix to approve it. Don't get it twisted. Tiffany Haddish did not walk up in there and say, you gonna put these 4 comedians on. She said, hi, nice polite white Netflix people. These are the people to do the work. My heart of hearts tells me that deep down inside, at the core of Flame's argument, she and I are on the same page. She just did not articulate it the right way. At least that's what I want to believe. That's what I have to believe, because I refuse to believe that somebody who has been a member of the community that long is that damn stupid to do something damaging to the damn community. So I have to put my faith in Fame and just say she did not quite have the words to articulate how she felt and what she meant to the fullest of her capacity. Because I understand everybody can't be a wordsmith like the dog who went down to Florida State University and got a degree in economics. And then too, speaking about Malik Yoba.
That's my daughter trying to drive the car. Yep, she can catch a lift. Well, see, here go you up. I see what you're saying. Plus sexy for real. Plus sexy for real. Y'all stop. Y'all keep letting these gay boys speak on behalf of the trans women or the trans experience. That's what none of that will ever acknowledge. I'll never acknowledge none of the gay men, none of the gay fags acknowledging or speaking on behalf of the trans women or the trans men. Did you hear what I said on the thing? That they are in the car. We are on the side car. They only pull us out for entertainment. So all the videos that the gay boys made, the trans men, especially, and they all very unattractive, good God. They all ugly. You gonna let them speak for us? How can they speak for us? They never lived our shoes. They never did the things that we did. They never had the struggles that we had. They're just gay boys that looking for some ratings and some views on their internet station, on their internet sites, to speak on behalf of a trans experience. Because you got a full beard and a wig on, that makes you trans? Yeah, no. Hell no. And you ugly? Girl, knock it off. Where's Cookie? Is Cookie on here? Let me bring Cookie on, because Cookie sent me a voicemail message. Let me bring Cookie on.
Honey. Baby. Now this is where it all started. This is where the tea got started, baby. But we ain't done. Oh no, you think I was late to bring y'all that? You think I was late just to bring y'all that little bit of tea that most of y'all already knew or should have knew? No, baby, we got Jesus. We got to get y'all caught up, honey. I'm bringing y'all the whole tea. You know we got to have the whole tea, honey.
Me, sweetie. So I said, girl, bye. I hung up the phone. I went to YouTube and I made a video really quickly just detailing what happened because I already knew just that 1 second snippet of me and Tasha talking was going to become a thing. I knew it was going to become a thing. Just that 1 second snippet. Sure shit, thanks. I am on Instagram minding my business like I always do. And before I can even wipe my ass good and come to talk to y'all.
Online yesterday and involved two people that I'm close to. And I tried to mediate behind the scenes. Now, what you're seeing here, before anybody try to make clickbait videos, this interview was already put in stone before the beef happened behind the scenes, okay? And so we did address a lot of the beef during this interview between these two, and I tried to rectify it, and I just need to mind my motherfucking business, okay? And so, Flame! What's up, man? What you gotta do, y'all? Let me tell y'all something. Stay tuned. I'm on Fox So Long Week. This interview was dynamite. Y'all know I'm not a messy bitch, but on this interview, it was my turn. And bitch, if you come after me, mother got bigger hands and a bigger dick and a bigger bank account than you. Come get it. Plus, I'm at Lawsuit Central, y'all. I'm waiting on the lawsuit. Oh, my God. Yes. I'm going to rename my show Lawsuit Central. That's good. I'm going to do a sitcom called Lawsuit Central.
The fire marshal calling me, girl. The fire marshal coming. Y'all see the shit I'm talking about? Just messy. Just messy for no goddamn reason. Just messy. Here is my problem with it, and here's my problem with you, Tasha. You call me, and Tasha and I have always had a friendly, professional relationship. You call me under the guise of being a friendly, and then the moment you get something to run with, you make it clickbait and you make it a post. There is no funky Dineva Flame Monroe beef. There isn't any. Now you've made, you know what I'm saying? Now you've made one. Not to mention, if we're supposed to be friendly, friends, colleagues, I'm just not down with the whole platforming other people to sit up on your shit and read me down. So listen, I sent Tasha a text and I said, I really don't like how you inserted yourself in this Flame Monroe stuff. Then to make a thumbnail about a beef that does not exist. Not to mention, the shit that you did with Michelle Brown wasn't cool either. I thumbnail about a beef that does not exist. Not to mention, the shit that you did with Michelle Brown wasn't cool either. I try to maintain some semblance of a friendship with you, but it's becoming challenging because it feels like everything with you is a blog post. This simply is not cool. I don't like being in mess, and this is very misleading. Here's where I'm at with it. Because this isn't the first time Tasha's done this, all right? Tasha, you know, you have spoke to me on the phone before, and you've done the whole off-the-record thing, and then, you know, the minute you got off the phone with me, what we talked about is on the internet. You called me with the Chloe Bailey thing, and you did that. You know, you ran with Fox Soul, made me apologize. I thought our conversation was off the record. You know what I'm saying? You called me under the guise of trying to broker peace with Flame Monroe. The minute you got off the phone, bam, it's the clickbait to draw everybody into your interview that was already scheduled. I don't want to be a part of your circus. I simply don't want to be a part of your circus, Tasha. If it was taken singularly,
be a part of your circus. I just don't want to be a part of your circus, Tasha. Okay. Okay, honey. That's what he had to say. Not sure if y'all catching what all that's going on, but I will catch you up if necessary. Right? Let me just reorganize some stuff so we can get to the bottom of the tea, because we ain't done yet. You know when the queens start getting messy on each other and stuff, honey. I live for it. You know, I'm a messy bitch and I love the drama. And in the process, I get to educate y'all on Black queer public figures and get to introduce some of y'all to them. You know what I mean? But this is what Funky Dineva had to say today. I don't know if y'all catching the tea, like I said, because I might have got rid of a tab that I needed. Let's see if it's one that I needed. Oh, look at you moving all fast. If y'all haven't caught the tea, Flame Monroe is on TGIF now.
It's hot tea. Please welcome Al Reynolds. What's up, Al?
Hey, what's going on, Claudia? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. All right, our special guest co-host for the week, comedian, actor, and media personality, Flame Monroe. How you doing, Flame?
Hey, Claudia. Hello, Mr. Reynolds. What's going on, soulmates and flamettes? I'm glad to be here, Claudia. Let's get into the tea. Let's spill some tea and drink some tea and tell some tea. And yeah, I'm ready.
Child, if you a flamette, put it in the comments. Let me know. If you a flamette. Well, this is what Funky Dineva had to say to Zach, honey. Because remember, Funky Dineva told us it ain't no tea with Flame Monroe. That Tasha K and Flame Monroe just try and act like it's a tea, honey, so that they can have something to talk about. It looks like I got this tab up here twice. Oh, okay, I see one. All right, let's hop back into it. I'm sorry. Well, no, I'm not sorry. I'm me. I'm the problem, it's me. We not blaming it on DJ fuck it up no more, nothing. I'm DJ fuck it up. Okay?
And just when I thought Tasha K could not surprise me anymore, Tasha K let me down once again. Now, when I did the video last night, and I was telling y'all that Tasha called me with Flame Monroe on the phone, and they tried to do that whole debacle, I shut it down. I sent her a message explaining to her, how disappointed I was, how it's hard to be friends with her. I want no parts no more. And what I didn't read to y'all when I was on the air is Tasha came back and she wrote, I apologize. I understand how you could feel that way. I apologize about the Michelle Brown thing. I could understand how you feel the way you feel. And, some other stuff. And I didn't bother responding because at that point, I was just done with it. It just is what it is. So I'm in here today, getting ready to do the show, scrolling through Instagram, looking for topics to talk about. And lo and behold, pops up on my screen again. More headlines involving, me, Tasha K, and Flame Monroe. You know what I'm saying? And it says, full interview streaming, Flame Monroe shares why she's happy Funky Dineva is no longer a part of Fox Soul. Here is my problem, okay? According to Tasha, she had this interview scheduled before whatever I had going on with Fox Soul, which is very much believable because she's in LA. The question that I have is that had me and Flame, or had Flame not ever been booked on Fox Soul, what would you be using as the thumbnail and as the draw to get people to watch this interview of yours on your website about Flame Monroe. This thing with me and Flame is being blown so far out of proportion. There is no thing with me and Flame. There really isn't. And now this is the second post that you've made using my name and this make-believe beef with me as the draw to now get people to go watch your video. So because of this, I'm now being forced to say names when I didn't want to say names. But the reason why I'm going to is because the name that I'm about to say was the conductor and the organizer of all this confusion in the first place. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is let y'all hear what Flame said. Okay, if y'all can hear it.
I saw Funky Dineva is no longer a part of Fox Soul. Me and Funky Dineva are associates. He went live last night. He felt like people were laughing at his face and playing, behind the scenes and stuff. After his departure from Fox Soul, which he said was his decision. And he goes live at the same time. You, Claudia, and Al Reynolds go live, and his live has about 14,000. Fox Soul has about 5,000 followers, and it was really messy in both chats. I did talk to Funky, and the first thing I asked Funky was, first of all, I told him, don't do nothing crazy, don't do nothing that I do. But then, when he went live and he didn't say anything, I said, okay, I see what you're doing. You've been doing this longer than me, obviously. Basically, I'm trying to prove a point. I'm good over here, with or without y'all. There's rumors that there's an underlying beef between you and Funky Dineva.
That ain't no rumor, that's fact.
It's fact.
First of all, you said a very prolific statement when you were telling me what you just said. He left of his own accord. That's it right there. But you're so disgruntled and so angry because what is the adage in Hollywood? The show must go on. They had a great trio with her and Claudia and Al. They did. That was a great trio. They worked together comfortably. So you removed your component from the, but then you want to get upset when they bring in guests in. She's not upset that they brought other guests in. She's upset that they brought my black ass in.
Why?
Because in 2019, when I taped They Ready and it came out, she made a video saying that she didn't care for me. I wasn't funny. The only reason I was on TV was because of T.S. Madison and because of RuPaul and woo-woo-woo. But if you was such a research analyst and such an educated person, you would look back and see that I was on Comedy in 2004 and 5.
Wait a minute. We just watched Funky Dineva discussing Flame Monroe. After that They Ready special, Funky Dineva never said that Flame Monroe wasn't funny. Funky Dineva didn't even bring up the They Ready special. But let's get back into the tea.
I was on another BET show in like 97. I had been on TV a few times. So I never wanted to be somebody else. So, and I will let you ride it out because my clapback is so nasty. I just really don't want to be doing the clapback.
Here's what I suggested. I asked Funky.
Well, wait a minute. Let me finish my statement.
Okay,
Let me cut you out because you're wearing the kick these.
Yeah, it's okay.
And Claudia kept the show moving. I applaud Fox Soul for keeping the show moving to show that because the adage in entertainment is the show must go on. And I love that they did not let one funky, one monkey, or one junkie stop their show. I love the fact that they did not do that. Because here's the thing, the show don't run off you. You were a conductor on the train, but Fox Soul was driving the train. See, we lose our place because we think we are so popular that shit won't go on without us. How many people have been replaced? Roseanne replaced the daughter on her show without telling us anything and kept it moving and then brought the girl back. If white folks do it, what you think black folks gonna do?
All right, so y'all heard what Flame said, and here is where I got pissed. If we got issues, if we got tension, I need you to tell the truth. Flame says I'm disgruntled, and she says that the reason that she and I have an issue is because she filmed the They Ready special, and I said that she's not famous, she's not funny, and the only reason she's on TV is because of RuPaul and T.S. Madison. Those are all lies. Those are all lies. I don't even know what she's talking about. I can't judge her special because I never even watched her special. And her saying, if I did my research, I would have known that she was on TV because of BET and all these things. Let me tell you how much of a hater that I'm not. Flame, I knew you was on BET all them back in the days, and you know why? Because I watched you when I was in middle school. Okay? I watched you in middle school. And to prove to you how much admiration that I actually had for your career, I always thought Flame Monroe was funny and an interesting character. I remember this lady's joke from middle school when she came out on Comic View and Cheryl Underwood was the host. And she said, ladies and gentlemen, y'all give it up for y'all host, Wesley Snipes. And Cheryl Underwood got upset. And when she came back out, she went off on Flame Monroe. So Flame, I knew your ass was on TV back in middle school. Here is what I don't like. Flame wants to say that the reason that we have beef is because I said she wasn't funny and all this stuff because of her comedy special. If she positions her argument that way, then it gives her validity for the toxicity that she spewed at me. First and foremost, and I'm not throwing T.S. Madison under the bus. I talked to T.S. Madison 2 days ago as we were talking about some other things. And I said, Madison, why is Flame mad with me? And she said, Dineva, it's because of that video that you did from the Breakfast Club. Flame, tell the truth. You don't have to lie to the people. See, if she positions it that I was talking about her not being funny, then she's justified in all of the things that she said to me. Address the real issue, Flame. You did that video on the Breakfast Club talking all that anti-LGBTQ and anti-trans rhetoric. And I did a video, which I wasn't even going in on you. And I was simply talking about how you are dangerous to the community and you're not for the community. But you don't want to bring light to that because that'll make you look stupid. All right. That'll make you look stupid. So you want to lie and say, oh, it's because I was talking about you not being funny. That way people think, oh, Dineva, you started it. She got the right to talk about you because you talked about her. I never said those things that Flame said. Now, the second thing that I want to address, Mama, please do not flatter yourself. Flame, for you to think that something that transpired between you and I so many years ago, that I'm sitting up here in 2023, 2024, worried about you and mad about you, baby. I said yesterday that I had no issue with you, Flame, and that you were just a pawn in a bigger game. And I realized that part of the confusion, and maybe Flame is confused, is because I didn't say a name. My issue, Flame, my issue, world, is not with Flame Monroe. My issue is with Claudia Jordan. We got it out, the issue with you, Flame, and that you were just a pawn in a bigger game. And I realized that part of the confusion, and maybe Flame is confused, is because I didn't say a name. My issue, Flame, my issue, world, is not with Flame Monroe. My issue is with Claudia Jordan. We got it out there now? My issue is with Claudia Jordan. Flame, you were just a pawn in Claudia's game.
Well.
It's out there now. Now, I'm going to reserve why I have an issue with Claudia Jordan, just in case somebody want to get froggy. I'm going to leave that one in the chamber. Because that one is a semi-automatic weapon that's going to spray up everybody and everything if I unload that clip. But for the record, my issue is not with Flame. My issue is with Claudia Jordan. Flame, I'm not disgruntled. Okay? Let me be very clear with y'all. I'm actually proud of myself. I walked away from a $250,000 a year job. Most people will never see that much money in their lifetime on a job. I walked away from a $250,000 a year job on my own volition because I bet on me.
Baby. Funky said what he said. Funky said that he bet on him. And honey, I think he might have placed a good bet. Honey, we just gonna look at the Fox Soul numbers real quick. and this is pretty high for Fox Soul. This is pretty high for Fox Soul, honey. And I'm sure it's because Funky's gone. This is Funky's live stream on his own. Y'all see the difference in the views? And the shade is he goes on live at the same exact time that they do. Well, hey. But, oh no, so that's the first question I have for y'all regarding this tea is what do y'all think is the tea between Claudia and Funky Dineva? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments, what do you think is the tea between Funky Dineva and Claudia Jordan? But you know, I had to do my research because I haven't been watching TGIF since Funky's been gone. I did watch their first show to see what they were going to say. And since then, I've been just watching to do research. Well, I watched today a little bit to do research. That's really what took me so long, you know, skipping through and ripping through the recent TGIF episodes to see what had been said or whatever, you know, to try and pick up some pieces, try to pick up some clues. But anyway, I ended up coming across Flame's take on Dave Chappelle's recent comedy special, The Dreamer. And I was surprised at her take.
Well, that's ridiculous. I don't need you. I got a whole new angle coming. All right, y'all. Flame, we're going to go to you because you toured with Mr. Chappelle. What are your thoughts on the backlash he's been receiving? Do you think it's warranted? And how do you feel about it? What do you think?
I did, Claudia. I did tour with him. And y'all, I'm going to shock y'all for real. I did 9 arenas with Dave, and he told some of these same jokes. Some of them I didn't hear because I was in the green room or I was in the back. But I watched the special, and as a trans woman, a trans person, and Dave is my friend. He considers me his friend. I consider him my friend. But as a trans person, when I watched the special, I was never offended with Dave before. But I think it was the delivery of some of these jokes, because I heard these jokes, and I think they were funny jokes. But I think on the special, he delivered them a little brutal. Let me just say that. And that's still my friend. I'm just being very honest and very transparent. My problem was when the trans girls speak up about Dave saying this or saying that, if we're going to throw rocks at a glass house, we got to make sure that our glass is covered. Because here's the thing, Dave will say something out of pocket and everybody is mad at.
And just when you thought you could be proud of her, she pulls a Krishan rock. And then you want to pick up rocks. I know I do. Hopefully her and I never meet in a quarrel. I'm sorry. Hopefully her and I never have a quarrel in a quarry. Is that another word I can't? Oh, I think that's another word I can't say. A quarry. A quarry. A quarry. You know what? Anyway, you know the whole get about to disappoint you, honey. Long story short.
Dave or myself for a difference of opinion. He never wished ill will on the trans community. He never wished harm. He never wished hurt. He just made a joke, just like I have a difference of opinion. But we have people in our house. We had a girl in Philadelphia, a trans activist recently, last week, who molested 2 young boys. She's a trans activist. Nobody from the trans community has spoke about that. There's a young lady, a queen in Kentucky named Buffet, who's about to be on a huge reality pageant show, who allegedly embezzled $300,000 from gay pride. She ain't steal it from me. She stole it from y'all because y'all canceled all my gay pride bookings last year. So nobody has spoke about that. My thing is,
well, You know, Flame, that's just a lie, Flame, because I've literally spoken about our good sister Kendall. Flame, that's her name, the girl in Philly. You was talking about. I've spoken about Kendall. And Blue Flame or whoever you talking about, honey. Flame, I'm looking them up as we speak. I was trying to fit them in tonight's live as well. We. She just had to throw the transgenders under the bus. You know, she couldn't give nobody credit. I think she's gonna try to clean her act up. Personally, honey, spoiler. I think the tea that Funky Dineva have. I think the tea that Funky Dineva has with Claudia. I personally think it has to do with Claudia being transphobic because me being somebody who did watch TGIF, you know, I watch out for things like that. You know, I'm somebody who observes human behavior. I'm a psychologist. You know, regardless of how many YouTube videos I make, I'm still a psychologist. But anyway, um, yeah, I've picked up on Funky Dineva having a moment with Claudia, the only one of the few real moments that I've seen them have on camera. And here lately, it's been about her being transphobic. Yeah, yeah. But right now, as far as Flame is concerned, honey, I'll let Funky Dineva finish it out for us. This is how I feel.
Really, Flame Monroe said absolutely nothing wrong. As a matter of fact, there was a lot of truth and a lot of the things that Flame Monroe had to say in her video. However, there was a tone in this video and a level of nastiness towards Angelica that I think was just unwarranted. And, you know, there's something very peculiar, in my opinion, about Flame and Al Sharpton says it best: just because you're my color doesn't make you my kind. And I get that Flame is older than a lot of the LGBT community now, and he probably comes from a generation where assimilation was his best means of surviving. But Flames has a way of pandering, in my opinion, sometimes to the straights for straight acceptance, uses a lot of the bigoted, in my opinion, straight people talking points to be able to continue to sit at the straight table. And there were just, I don't know, I pick up on that theme from time to time with a lot of the interviews and videos that Flame does. But there were bits and pieces of what Flame said that were 100% true.
Okay. Al, what do you think?
I'm so glad you said that, Q.
That's overall how I feel about Flamin' Hot Cheeto Print personally. I think that Q, Funky Dineva, hit the nail on the head. I think she panders to the straights. I think she wants to be cishet adjacent so much. I think she thinks that that's the only way that she's going to make it. I think she may be traumatized by a lot of her own experiences, but again, that's a transgender existence. That's a human existence, honestly, to be traumatized by your experiences. Shout out to the people who have never been traumatized by any experiences. Can I meet you? Can I have a conversation with you? Honey, are you single? Baby, we probably wouldn't be compatible if you're not crazy. Baby. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Smith, we got to check back in with Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith said that he is not compatible with nobody. Is that what you said? Nobody? You're not sexually attracted to nobody asexual? Sean said, all I know is that the Puss should have a harem, a big old polyamorous paradise. Sean, see, you've gotten the impression that I like people more than I do genuinely. No, honey. No. No, we will be talking about polyamory more. I actually have some videos I'm editing now for TikTok where we're discussing polyamory, and I think that you're going to have a better understanding of my feelings on polyamory. And of course, you know, feel free to ask questions. You know, when you have questions, I respond in the videos and stuff. AR says, I really want Flaming Hot cheetah print to get. I'm not sure what that means. To get flame, you want Flaming Hot cheetah print to get flamed? What you mean, like flame broiled chicken? Chicken, no lettuce, 3 cheeses, don't sweat it, pickles, onions. You know, very misogynistic, homophobic, pick me, homophobic, transphobic, misogynistic. Yes, Funky makes sure that I live for Funky too. Hey, Phoenix, what's going on, honey? Phoenix said that she thinks. Well, I'm sorry, Phoenix, because I can't see your face. But Phoenix said that they think that I knew Claudia was delusional. AR said Flames did all that just to say she brought views to Fox Soul when she hosted. I believe her intent was to use the views from the drama she created as leverage to grab the open host spot. I'm thinking Flame did that too, and I'm also getting the impression that Flame is a lot smarter than I gave her credit for. But you never underestimate your opponents, honey, baby, honey, and you never underestimate the Guerreros, honey. So yeah, I'm getting that same impression. I'm thinking that she knew she was going to go on TGIF, and that's why she set up the Tasha K interview, honey. I'm thinking that interview wasn't scheduled out too much before she was on TGIF, because what would she have had to be promoting? Why would she have been on Tasha K all of a sudden? Honey. Phoenix said, you glad that Funky dropped what he was getting paid? Funky said $250K a year. I know Funky is making way more than that. You know, these last few live chats I've been sitting there, honey, he been getting hundreds of dollars in super chats alone. So that all of that stuff adds up. If you're a content creator, then you get what I'm saying, baby. You think AR thinks that Claudia has something to do with Funky not being able to negotiate for a higher salary? Jay, I don't know, Jay. What's going on, Jay? Turned the knife, huh? You seen Claudia do a 4-hour live? Not with CTV. She did a 4-hour live interview with CTV. I don't even know who CTV is. Should I know who CTV is? Tell me who CTV is if I need to know who CTV. Or is that some abbreviation? I think Claudia has something to do. Corey. Okay. I got it. Hopefully, when I meet Flame Monroe, we don't have a quarrel and a quarry. Y'all hear that? Oh, y'all. My mic is gone, y'all. What happened to the mic? The mic then ran out. The mic was beeping, honey. I hope y'all can still hear me fine. The microphone should have automatically transitioned back to the laptop. But yeah, honey, the mic is gone, honey. We're gonna have to give her an honest review. It's somebody who, selling their stuff on TikTok, honey. We give honest reviews. When it don't work, and that's what I'm gonna tell y'all. Flame is a turncoat for the ZL straight folk. Honey, in the shade she claims she don't even like the trade. She be dating trans men and then be calling them women publicly. My Lord. Oh, Mr. Smith said that he loves a big, strong man. I'm not that. I'm not that. I'm not that, Mr. Smith. But maybe we can help you find one. Conscious TV on here. Conscious TV is a person. Let Let me go ahead and put them in. Thank y'all. I will put them in and look them up. Conscious TV. Okay. I will look them up after this stream, honey. Baby. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. All right. Let's hop back into it. Let's hop back into the tea. I got a couple more teas for y'all. These ain't gonna take long. We're gonna run through these really quick. Honey. Baby. But we got some news. Yeah, we got some news to discuss.
Well, a protest in Harford County today after a judge decides to release a man charged with killing a woman in Bel Air 2 weeks ago.
The victim is transgender, and demonstrators are calling for the suspect to be locked up and face hate crime charges.
Well, WJZ investigator Mike Halgren, he's live at Baltimore's Safe Haven. That is one of the groups demanding justice in this case. Mike.
Denise, Vic, many in the community are outraged over the judge's decision to allow the suspect out on home monitoring, and they made their voices heard in front of a Harford County courthouse this morning. Protesters are demanding justice for Megan Riley Lewis. She was shot and killed in the parking lot of her apartment complex last month by a man delivering food who misgendered her, calling her sir, leading to an argument.
Harford County is sending a message to LGBTQ folks at the end of the day that they're not giving out justice to transgender people.
I'm tired of us always having to say, remember this person, remember that person. Why? Enough.
Advocates with Maryland Safe Haven are outraged a judge let the suspect, 47-year-old Brian Dellin, out of jail and is allowing him to remain free on his own recognizance.
This individual took a life. He took the life of someone who cared and someone who would treat him the same way that she would treat her own children. This needs to be investigated further. It is unconscionable that a person with a second-degree murder charge should be at liberty, and Megan can't speak for herself.
Dillon's public defender says he acted in self-defense. He had a permit for the weapon used in the killing. The victim was unarmed. WJZ obtained a statement from the state's attorney, noting prosecutors requested Dellin be held without.
I want y'all to keep in mind that we have no real self-defense law in Maryland. If you commit a crime, especially a homicide in Maryland, and you attempt to use a self-defense defense in court, it's not promised to look good for you, but apparently it has worked in this case.
Without bail. As for any possible hate crime charge, prosecutors say they are working diligently with the Bel Air Police Department and the investigators assigned to this case, who are conducting a thorough investigation to examine all evidence and determine what additional charges are appropriate. The loss of any life in our community is devastating.
Not sure if you all caught that, but no, he has not been charged with a hate crime. I know that's become such a hot button issue. I know a lot of the anti-trans and the transphobics, you know, they've been talking about these hate crime laws. You know, the don't call me sis sisters. You know, the hate crime laws. You know, he has not been charged with a hate crime, and as I've said before, it's common for people who hurt trans people to not be charged with hate crimes. Same for gay people. Yeah. Free country.
How are you standing for LGBTQ folks here living in Harford County?
She fought for our safety, and now we've lost her. So the least we can do is fight for that.
And the next court hearing in this case is on January 25th. More from that demonstration coming up new at 5. For now, we're live at Baltimore Safe Haven. Mike Halgren, WJZ.
I'm hoping by sharing this story, honey, that it matters. I'm hoping by sharing this story because, you know, sometimes you have to put a white face on a story for it to matter. Baby, this is just the game that we have to play. This is just the game that we have to play. It's unfortunate, honey, baby. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm a girl that likes to play a game, but this one ain't the one for me. This one ain't the one for me. He was delivering her food, misgendered her. They got into an argument, and then he popped her. He grabbed the strap and he pops her. In my opinion, I have the feeling, just a feeling, just an emotion. And also based on everything that I know about human behavior and the study of psychology. As I said before, I say it again, we have been dehumanized, and we are constantly dehumanized so much in the media with our presence and lack of presence, that it makes people feel comfortable taking us out as if we were just a rabid dog. This was somebody's mother. Dead ass. This was somebody's mother. And this was also an advocate for our community. Which is why Safe Haven, Aya, and all the kids, all the black kids were out there chanting for her, because she has chanted for us, honey. Yes. We got to be serious again for a moment. We got to be serious again for a moment, honey. Baby. Another story.
Tonight, a man is facing charges for killing a transgender woman and dumping her body in the middle of a road in Opa-locka. The woman was found dead last May, but tonight her loved ones are getting some answers after a very long wait. NBC6 reporter Christian Colon joins us now live with the arrest details. Christian?
Yeah, Nidra Maz was shot in the head, and police are blaming a man that was already in prison for other unrelated criminal charges. Tonight, the friends and family of the victims are surprised and a little relieved.
It's been a year-long fight for justice. 50-year-old Nidra Sequence Moss was killed May 14th, 2022.
Nidra was a very instrumental person in the community because Nidra helped a lot of people in the time of need. She was a very caring person.
Tatiana Williams says hearts were broken when Nidra's body was found in a pool of blood on the intersection of Northwest 32nd Ave and Northwest 132nd Terrace in Opa-locka. Today we learned 26-year-old Cornelis Bailey allegedly shot the woman in the head.
Sir, you were arrested for 1 count of murder, second-degree murder, and armed tampering with a victim.
Records show this man shot Nidra while she was inside her car. He then got in, drove away until he decided to leave the body in the middle of the road. After that, he allegedly abandoned the car somewhere else and threw the victim's phone in a storm drain.
He confessed to murdering the victim.
Now he's facing murder charges. Nidra's friends are feeling thankful.
You're excited, but it doesn't bring the individual back. But just to know that someone is working, that law enforcement was working to bring this person to justice, it feels good.
Williams says in a time where hate crimes are on the rise, it's important for criminals to be held accountable.
You don't always have to agree with how somebody chooses to live their life, if you may, but however, just have that compassion and respect for that individual as a human being.
And to be clear, police are not considering this case a hate crime. They say it was a random act of violence. As for the suspect, he was denied bond. In Miami tonight, Christian Colon, NBC6. And to be clear, police are not considering this case a hate crime. They say it was a random act of violence. As for the suspect, he was denied bond. In Miami tonight, Christian Colon, NBC6 News.
Y'all heard what Christian Colon said, didn't y'all? Christian Colon said that, honey, sir will not be getting charged with a hate crime. I know I posted that video with Kenzie talking about hate crimes with Tasha conspiracy and all of that, honey. I got a few of y'all up in arms. Baby, honey, baby, I'm here to tell you. I brought it up for a reason. I stirred the pot for a reason. I just recently made a post on IG and TikTok about the white girls getting mad at me stirring the pot. But every time I stir the pot and every time the spoon make it around the pot full circle, them Caucasian ass hoes end up benefiting from it. Child, that's why I be trying to get the black community to stick together. That's why I be trying to get the Negroes to stick together. I think I'm going to have to remind the Negroes that we need to stick together. Random act of violence. Child, let's pray on it, honey. He can be a lot. Who you talk about can be a lot, Mr. Smith? Who can be a lot? If you go to that live and listen to both of them, it's given We've Been Talking and Inside Info. What live? What did I miss? Am I having a moment where I done said something that I forgot? Or y'all just talk about something I don't know about? Or y'all talk about Conscious TV? Oh, y'all talk about Conscious TV? Oh, okay. Well, honey, we not going to end on no sad note, honey. But I definitely showed those two instances for multiple reasons. One of the main reasons was to shut down this whole hate crime argument, shut down this whole idea that if you touch a trans woman, we have precedence over if you touch a cis woman. No, we all have the same offender, baby. We all are scared of the same person, or we should be scared of the same entity, demographic. Whether you like it or not, honey, black women and femmes need to fear the black man. I hate to say it out my mouth. I hate to say it out my mouth, honey. I don't know whether y'all figured it out by now, honey, but I love the Negrati. I love it. I love it, honey. I do. I love the Negrati. We deserve our rightful place in the sun. Your comments, Mrs. Smith? Oh, you love a big, strong man. I must have missed the other comment, Mr. Smith. Did YouTube take it down? I don't see nothing. But let's get into we got a little Kiki, honey. We got Kiki before we get up out of here. Didn't Jesus weep, honey, baby? We got to Kiki before we get up out of here, honey. I don't know if you knew.
The breakfast, the breakfast, abakon Sunday. The breakfast, bakula Sunday. My secondary Sunday was awesome, glory to God, and we tell God thank you for the grits and the eggs and cheese. Sunday. My Sunday. He got me on the spot right here. I'm up in the spirit of the Lord, and I can't come down because we've been high all night.
Honey, she is up in the spirit of the Lord, and she can't come down because she done been high all night. I put a lot Sunday, honey. A pillar Sunday, you know, Ashkala Sunday, you know, Halaba Shanda, you know, Releva Shinde. What is that? Is that supposed to be speaking in tongues or something? She high on the Lord. It's given split personality disorder. It's given, what? Lord, honey. Negroes will do anything and call it Jesus, won't they? Honey, I am scared of y'all, baby. And I'm scared of these trannies too.
Hi, I'm a tranny. Of course, I'm not going to tell him I was born no man. Hi, I'm a tranny, and I have about 5 different voices I use on a daily basis, girl. Hi, I'm a tranny. Of course, I have a substance abuse problem. How about you think I cope, girl? Hi, I'm a tranny. Of course, a dollar made me holler, girl. This shit is expensive, bitch. Hi, I'm a tranny. Of course, I have illegal fluids in my body, girl. I was shaped like a Dorito before. Hi, I'm a tranny. Of course, I sound like a gay boy. That's what I am, girl.
She a tranny. And y'all need to be watching out for them trannies, honey. Baby. Hey, Fatima. How are you? I think somebody got me on invisible or something because it looked like y'all having conversations and I'm missing the thing. Is Flame Monroe in here? Honey. Honey, you know, I ain't reading Flamin' Hot Cheeto Print. Honey, I don't read the girls no whole bunch of times. I don't read the girl. You got to do something egregious. Once I read you one time, you would have to do something else egregious. You would have to do something else for me to really be like boom cat. But if you stick to your script after that, I'm not gonna keep talking about you, ho. You ain't getting no full free promotion over here when we can be talking about something that matters for the community. Honey, Flamin' Hot Cheetah Print got read by Funky Dineva, honey. But the shade is she's reading her damn self because it seemed like Funky really ain't checking for her, honey, but collecting more views than her, Claudia Jordan, Al Reynolds, TGIF, and Foxo all put together. Honey, Saint, you triggered by the tongues? Not the Saint triggered by the tongues. Lord, Jesus, God, and the Holy Ghost. Honey, we done been here almost 2 hours. It's been a long time since we did a 2-hour live, honey, baby. Jesus. But peace, love, and blessings to you and yours. Ow, ow, ow.